Okay, and next in step 2, provide some kid-friendly language to the behavior. Okay, let's give an example. So let's say, going back to the fruit snacks example, right? Your child grabbed it from the counter, A. B, he had a really intense tantrum, crying, falling to the floor, and you said, no, you can't have it. And then C, after the behavior, you gave him a different snack, maybe cereal, and he stopped crying. Okay? What is he trying to communicate through that behavior? He's trying to say, I want fruit snacks. He's trying to say, Mom, give it to me. He's trying to say, Mom, this isn't fair. I need fruit snacks. Okay? And so even going down to like the first person narrative, you're putting language to the challenging behavior. Because remember, when communication skills are high, that's when we'll see behaviors go down. So we're trying to label or replace the challenging behavior with functional communication, giving our kids the means to get their needs met. Okay? So there, you have your phrase, your go-to phrase. Let's talk about the timing on when you want to practice this phrase. Okay, so here's a graph that kind of outlines how behavior escalation happens. And parents, it's a myth when parents say, you know what, the tantrum goes from 0 to 100. That's not true. Actually, there's a gradual increase over time before the de-escalation happens and recovery at the bottom. Okay, so keeping that in mind, parents, I want you to, now that you have a new trained eye, when you're observing your child's challenging behaviors, think of this graph. Think of this graph, and the ideal moment to jump in and feed your child the replacement phrase or functional communication is going to be right here, where the trigger or the agitation is. Here's when not to talk to him or jump in. Full-blown escalation. Think of it. When you're full-blown escalated, 10 out of 10, you don't want anyone to talk to you. You're not hearing what people are saying around you. There's no learning. This is not a good opportunity for learning. So when we have the sweet spot, the trigger, right? The trigger or agitation phase, then that would be the perfect opportunity. So what does this look like in real time? Going back to the fruit snack example. So the child grabs the fruit snacks and you say no. You're like, oh, you see the whining start to happen. Step 1, identify what he's trying to say. With your ABC data, you identify he's trying to say, I want fruit snacks. Okay, so going back to the example, he grabs the fruit snacks from the front counter and you anticipating, right, the tantrum, you jump in at the trigger. You see him kind of whining, it's starting, jump in. You say, Mom, I want fruit snacks. Okay? Feeding him the language, replacing the tantrum behavior with functional communication. I'll talk about the example, what it might look like if your child is non-vocal or not able to produce speech in just a minute. So staying with this example, the child says, Mom, I want fruit snacks. Then in that moment, you could say, oh, okay, I didn't want to give it to you, but thank you for using your words. Here, I'll open it. Here you go. You can have this one, last one. And parents, you know, it's not a perfect world where your child's always going to be able to have the fruit snack. Sometimes we're going to have to say no and stick with it. But there are separate strategies to practice for those situations. But today I really want to focus on the functional communication piece, because if we don't address the core problem, which is a communication deficit, you can do all the best strategies in the world, but it's really not solving the problem. It's like putting a Band-Aid on the problem. Let me know if you want a separate video for the strategies, like a part 2. If your child is non-vocal, if they're unable to produce speech, or maybe they produce speech intermittently, maybe they vocalize sometimes but not other times, maybe a more appropriate replacement behavior or communication phrase might be like a gesture, like him pointing to the fruit snacks, or him signing want, like, oh, you want the fruit snacks, and you get little hands, you help him sign want. Okay, want, you can have the fruit snacks. Here you go. Okay, so there's gestures, there's signing. You can also use picture exchange. If you're familiar with the acronym PECS, P-E-C-S, that might be a good route. It's the actual literal exchange of a picture. So your child goes to his little binder of different icons. He flips through it. He finds the fruit snack picture and goes to you and exchanges it, right? This is how you tell me what you want instead of the tantrum, instead of the aggression. And then the last one is using an AAC device. So using an electronic tablet or other device that has different icons on there, and your child can find the fruit snack icon and tap it. Parents, thank you for joining me today. I hope this was insightful. If you like this video, maybe try this one. In this video, I go more in depth on how to collect the ABC data so you can more confidently identify what your child is trying to say. So you can find that video here. Thank you for joining me. From your favorite BCBA, keep showing up, keep doing the work. Parents, moms, dads, you got this, okay? Thank you.